Mr. B and Mrs. B. Ring, dump. Awesome. Oh yeah, like a boss. Awesome, like a boss. Oh yeah.
Right then, let's do a quick response video. Let's do a response video. Oh yeah, I don't think I've done one before. I'm going to do a response video to the infamous bikers video, all about having a word with people on their phones while they're driving. And so I just wanted to share my opinion with you on that. Now, you may have noticed a couple of videos I put up aimed specifically for safety. The Audi and arsehole in Audi, who wasn't using the phone but did call me a wanker a number of times and tried to get me wet and tried to knock me off my bike, or could have done potentially. He certainly signalled those intentions to me. And then the other one was the BMW. The guy texting at ridiculous speed. I could not believe it. So, what do I do? Well, I think you kind of saw what I did. But let me go into it in a little bit more detail about how I deal, let's call it, how I deal with fucktards on phones, okay? Now, just to sort my mic out. No, I need to sort this out properly. Right, what do I do? What do we do? Well, basically, I've got a couple of rules, and I call them rules of engagement. And I did mention this on a comment in the infamous bikers video about the very same subject, for which I'm doing a response for. I have rules of engagement, and those rules are, firstly, when to engage. Now, I will not bother with people that are sat at traffic lights on the phone or texting, because of a couple of reasons. Oh, I enjoyed that. So, yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, when they're stopped at traffic lights, or just stopped in general, then the only threat they're causing, in some ways, not all the ways, okay, I know they're not paying attention, but they're sat still, okay? Now, so that there are less of a risk. They could hold up vehicles, emergency vehicles and so on. But overall, all they're going to do really is piss off people when the lights go green and they're still sat there doing a text message or whatever it is they're doing, Facebook, Twitter. And the other thing why I don't bother with people that are sat still at traffic lights is because I'm sat at the traffic lights, and what if they decide to get out of the car? What if they've got a baseball bat in the passenger seat and they decide to take a swing at you, or throw something out the window at you? Throw a knife at you out the window, who knows? So what's the point? So that's why I don't engage people that are sat still on their phones, because it's not worth the risk, and it's all about risk. And I know a few people have been nodding now when I say it's all about risk, and it is. Riding a bike is all about risk, and so's those situations. And for me, drivers on phones at traffic lights when they're red, or similar circumstances, is not worth the risk. So there you go, that's the first rules of engagement. Never with a car that's at traffic lights, or lorry or van or truck. However, if they're moving, it's a bit different and the risk level changes. If we're moving, I can get out of the way pretty much, depending on the scenario. Okay, if the scenario doesn't permit me to get out of the way, then I do not engage, because it's not worth the risk. However, if there is a way for me to get out of trouble, if I should need to, I will say something. So, there's two levels of what I will say. If they're on the phone with it to their ear and they're looking where they're going, that's not as bad for me as someone that's looking at their phone. Okay. Okay, they've only got one arm free, but you know, I know people with one arm and they can drive a car. All right. Yes, the conversation might be distracting, but you could say the same for a passenger. And by the way, this is just my opinion. However, the worst offence. Sorry, when they are on the phone like that, I'll just shake my head and just indicate, put the phone down. But I'm not going to stop, interact with them in any way apart from just do that and carry on my way. But when they are committing what I would call the worst case scenario, where they are lacking all of their focus on the road because they're looking at their phone, and they are also reducing their capability of controlling the car, and they're typing a text, then that's like a red rag to a bull for me personally. And I won't stop as long as it's safe to do so and worth the risk until they put that phone down, and then I'll make on my merry way, normally quite hastily depending on their reaction. So if they throw it straight into the seat and slow down and pull in and sort themselves out, that's all well and good as far as I'm concerned. If they get all angry and start giving me some sign language, then as long as they put the phone down and start getting angry, then that's it, I'm out of there. Yeah, because I've got bikes that are powerful enough to do that. So that's what I do in those situations. Okay, never leave you in a position where you can't get out of it. So yeah, I think that covers it, I think. Yeah, so anyway, it's all about risk. Always take the low risk option. And one thing I wanted to add is, for those that do nothing, that's up to you. But for me, I've got children, and if I was to witness that person that I didn't say anything to, and I had an opportunity to because of the risk that I just talked about, and did nothing, and then watch them lose control or cause an accident, be part of an accident, and if a child was killed because of it, because they were on their phone, I'd have to live with that for the rest of my life. And I don't know how I would be able to live with that for the rest of my life, knowing I did nothing to prevent that. So my final words are, if it's not a risky situation, then I think, for me personally, I have a duty to protect others where I can from fucktards on phones. And I will, when I can, try to do that. Because if that horrible situation that I just mentioned ever did happen, and I did my best to prevent that from happening, I think I could sleep at night. But like I say, I think your perspective on life changes when you have children, and I've got two very young children, and that's my opinion on fucktards on phones. Thanks for watching. Ride invisible, and stay off your fucking phone, you fucktards. Love you, bye.